This is a tutorial about how to administer secure exams using the Proctorio extension. So first of all, the extension can be found pre-installed on your computer. And if you look at it, it is a pretty interesting extension. This extension can pretty much do anything to your computer. If you look at the permissions, it can read and change your data on websites you visit, display notifications, modify data you cut and paste, capture the contents of your screen, on and on and on. And of course, this is all part of the security that is desirable when administering an online exam in a virtual environment. It is somewhat invasive, but it is also a means by which you can detect activity like basically whether a student is trying to cheat on an exam. Before I show you how to use Proctorio, I want to show you another thing that may be useful. If you use any kind of test generation software, it's desirable to be able to move that content into a virtual environment, and the way to do it is exporting it in the Blackboard format. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. And we're just going to call this Proctorio demo. Okay, once we get that export file, and just to show you what it looks like, it's a zip file, looks like that. And then you're going to go into Canvas, and the way you do it is you import it using the settings. So we're going to go to Settings. We're going to go to Import Course Content. We're going to go to Blackboard zip file. We're going to select the file we just uploaded, which is here. And then there's some options here. You can do whatever you want, but ultimately you import it, and it takes a couple seconds for it to get processed. And once that occurs, it'll be in your quiz library. All right, so once you go to your quiz library, click on the quiz, and you're going to want to go to Edit. And there it is. It takes a second for it to pop up for some reason, but you have an option now for Enable Proctorio Secure Exam Proctor, and of course you want to select that. And once you select that choice, you'll notice that it automatically generates a password. One of the issues that you may have is that your student may email you asking for the password. Well, if they're doing that, they have not set up Proctorio correctly. And remember that they have to use Chrome, and it has to be with the Proctorio extension installed. And if they're not doing that, it will not work correctly. And you do not have a password that you can give them, because each one is randomly generated for each student by Proctorio. That's one of the things that it does. One detail you don't want to leave out is that Proctorio does require a time limit for each quiz that you create with Proctorio. Once you're finished, you just hit save, and then you should be good to go. Okay, so once you have set your time limit, and once you have selected Proctorio, you might want to look at the settings, and this is where it kind of shows what Proctorio can really do. You've got a number of exam settings. You can have Proctorio record video, record the screen of the student, record the audio going on in the room to see if they're talking to other people on a cell phone or something like that. You can even have it record web traffic. And as far as the lockdown options, you have a variety of different things. And again, most of them are kind of self-explanatory. And some other options here that you can look at. And once you have made the selections that you want and are satisfied, you can just hit save, and then your quiz is ready to go. So I wanted to go to the next step and show you how to get this quiz. And you can see that now it says remotely proctored, because I used a tool to monitor a student, which is the webcam feature. I had him turn it on. If none of those features are chosen, it'll just say a secure administration. So I'm going to add this quiz to a module, and I don't want to mess up my modules in progress here, so I'm just going to go to one that doesn't have anything on it really, and practice adding that quiz. So here we go to select a quiz, and I have a bunch of them on here, but we're going to do the one that I just was working on, and you can see it pop up right here. Now, one thing you'll notice is that when you try to look at the quiz as an instructor, a lot of times I like to preview the quiz, but if you preview a quiz that's through Proctorio, it won't let you. So how do you preview a quiz to proofread, make sure there's no mistakes, things like that? Well, there is a way to do it, and the way to do that is through the student view. So if you go to your home page, select student view, go into the module, and then look at the quiz and try to get it now. So now as a fake student, this is what the student will experience as they take the quiz. Okay, as you can see here, it takes you through a whole bunch of rules and explanations and stuff. So, and I believe it only does this the first time, but I could be mistaken. Anyway, it tells you all the different things you have to do, and then it goes through some pre-check steps. So I'm going to pop up here. There you can see the webcam is working, and once you click that, then the exam is going to start. And if you don't like seeing yourself there, you can collapse it. So, and then you simply go through and take the quiz. So I'm just going to randomly pick answers here because for the interest of time. And once you're finished, I think there's only 8 questions on this thing. So then you're going to hit submit quiz. And notice that it gives you this preview mode where you have a little bit of time to look over your answers, and it has all these messages and things like that. So, and again, if you want to do this again, it'll recognize that it's already been taken as this fake student here, so you have to reset this student. And if you ever want to do that process again for some reason. And just show you a couple other things. You see here, some of these say remotely proctored, some of them say secure browser. So I want to show you the difference if you go into your Proctorio settings. So we're going to go to Edit. And then we're going to go to Proctorio settings. And notice that none of these features are on. If I was to turn on the record video feature or record screen feature or whatever you want to do, then it becomes a remotely proctored exam. So you can see if I go back to my list of quizzes, now it says remotely proctored. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial, but it is something that you're going to want to do as we get into this virtual environment. All right, I hope you found this helpful.